Hi folks, welcome to my Bit Retro Journal. This is another video celebrating DOScember, everything MS-DOS in December. And today I'm trying to repeat what I did in my last video when I got two versions of MS-DOS running on my QL, which is right back here. And so I'm trying to do the same thing on the Amiga, and I've just had a lot of trouble with it. In the back you can see that I've got two MS-DOS emulators trying to, loaded on my Amiga. I've got PC Task, and then also Transformer, which is in the bottom. Transformer usually, the way I got it was on a floppy with a bunch of other emulators, but I'm trying to run it from within the hard disk, because what I'm trying to do is run two copies of either Transformer or PC Task. The problem with PC Task is that I think it needs more memory, because when I try to run it, I'll show you. Either one, it just says unable to open your tool, PC Task Dynamic, and the same goes for interpretive. When I try to run let's see, I can set prefs for this guy, and I can do disk menu. It's all command driven. Video. And memory, minimum 64, maximum 640K. So this one should be able to run in the smaller amount of memory, but I have not been able to. Let's get out of this. When I try to run it, which the command is either AT1 or just 1, you'll see what happens. Let me find it. It's right here. If I click on that and run it, you'll see that it's just going to give me the guru. I don't know if it's guru screen of death, but it's going to just basically crash. Yeah. Software failure. Press left mouse button, it'll just reboot. So I haven't been able to run either one of them. So what I want to do again is I'm trying to run two versions of Transformer likely on the Amiga, and if this came actually as a floppy, which I haven't recreated, but when I run it on the emulator, it just automatically loads, and you have very little control. I'm trying to figure out a way to put a window manager on there so that I can run two copies. Again, if you didn't see this video, let me show you what I'm talking about, because I'm going to show you on the Macintosh. So this is an Amiga that came out, I think, in 1992, and this is sort of an equivalent 1992 PowerBook, a bit more expensive, but it has a 68030 versus a 68000, but 4 megas of memory, so it has more memory as well. But let me show you how I can repeat what I did on the QL on this Macintosh. All right, so let me zoom in on that. See, under new stuff, I have under emulators, SoftPC, and this is the universal version. And I'm going to close these up to clean things out a little bit. And if you look at the get info here, you'll see that this one only takes up 1.5 megabytes. Now, it can actually take up more for EGA, but if you just do CGA graphics. However, this Mac only has 2 megabytes free, so if I want to run two of them at the same time, I'm going to have to change the memory. And the nice thing about these 1991-92 Macs with System 7 on there, they already have virtual memory management. So I'm going to turn that on and set it to 8 megabytes. I'm going to have to reboot. But this is going to give me a little bit extra memory, which is nice. Now there's other software on the Mac that you can get. The original Macs, something called RAM Doubler that would actually do the same thing, but would not use your hard disk. And what it would do is it would split your memory in half and take the second half, turn it into a RAM disk, and then triple it in size using driver level compression, and then do virtual memory off of that. It was a pretty cool idea, and it just would slow down your machine a little bit. But I guess slow down less than using your hard drive. With real virtual memory, you can more than double your memory. But I'm going to use real virtual memory because I don't have RAM Doubler, even though I think you can get it on Macintosh Garden. Okay, so what I'm going to do is start the first one up, and usually it crashes the first time I run it. I don't know why, but it just doesn't like virtual memory the first time. Nope, it's actually running this time. Yep, here we go. And so again, it's using C as a hard disk, and video is CGA. And it's going to finish its boot up. It has an internal hard disk system, version 3.3 of DOS. Now, if I want to run it again, I can't just double click on it like I did on the QL. What I need to do is duplicate it. And it's about, I don't know how big it is, 1.5 megs in size. It's a pretty, no, I think it's like 800K in size. How big is it? How big is the app? Yeah, 850K, which is about 10 times as big as the QLs, but yeah, which is always surprising, but it's a bit more robust. So if I want to run this one, I just double click on it, and it's going to ask me for a disk. Now it actually shares the same preference file as the other one, so it's kind of weird. It's going to say, oh, you're trying to use that, so you have to use a different one. And you can use D and say reset SoftPC, and it should boot up. And it booted up. You have two versions of them running now. And they will actually, I'll close this now. Yeah, and in their own window, which is kind of nice. So just to repeat what I did on the other computer, so if I go CD DOS GW basic, sorry, I'm hitting the wrong. It's definitely a nicer keyboard than the QL. 10 for I equals 1 to 80. 20 print hello. 30 next I, and let's go to the other one. So this is what I was saying when I did my GUI video comparing these modern GUIs, that the Amiga just doesn't use windowing, and it has a nice, workbench operating graphical interface, but it doesn't use it to its advantage, and it's a little frustrating. Oops, GW basic? No. GW. There it is. And we're going to go 10 for I equals 1 to 80. 20 print or 30 next I. Run. Hit return. Oops. Oh, this. Oh, I see. Oh, kind of cool. Print. RUN. And you can see they're both running at the same time. And quite speedily. So that's, again, with the QL, that didn't happen on the QL side. I think it was Choice ended up modifying the priorities. Now I can try to do the same thing here, actually. Control panel. This is the hack that I created on the Macintosh a long time ago. I think it's on. It is. But I can do system preference. Oops, no. Edit processes, and I can give this one, I can change to 64, and that one I can change to 1. And so if I do that, close things up. So this one should run slower than that one, so let's see if that's true. RUN. And you can see, yeah, the one in the background is creeping along much slower. It'll go. Yeah, so it's just been tasked out a little bit. So it's a little bit more. So unfortunately, with my hack on the kernel, I can't completely stop the background one like on the QL where you have complete process control. But I was able to. Now, if I bring in the foreground, it'll just run much faster and finish up. But anyway, that was the thing I was able to do on the QL, like with modern Mac. Obviously, before 1987, you didn't have the multi-finder, so you couldn't do that. This is System 7. I assume you can do this on System 6. You just have to be able to have a windowing type of MS-DOS emulator like this. But yeah, but what's nicer on this that's even better than on the QL is you can do this CD games, and oops, CD. Oh, I see. I'm off on. There it is, and I can go link 4, and then the same I can do here. System CD games link. I didn't show that on the QL. I'm not, even though it should be able to run, I think the screen would have overridden itself. So it's really nice that you have separate windowing things. And here you can see that I want no instructions. And no instructions. And obviously this is a 68030 processor, so it's going to go a whole lot faster than the QL did. Although the one in the background now that's tasked out is running quite a bit slower. And we can put it in demo mode just to see how it would run with regard to yeah, put demo mode and run that, and demo mode that. And unfortunately, I don't have enough, and you can't resize this, so it is always going to be a little bit of overlap. But if we can add a second monitor, there we go. Kind of shows you that playing both. Now, if I have the this one in the foreground, they're kind of playing the same speed because they're not being slowed down. But if I do it this way, you can see that this one has priority 1. So the way priorities work on the app that I wrote is that it's the background versus foreground. So if you have the app in the foreground, even though it has a lower priority, it doesn't matter. You just end up having, this one just gets more background time. But yeah, so that's working. Yeah, the this particular SoftPC emulator is a little better than the, let me just, so this is the, again, multitasking, running them back to back, but let me show you what else this one can do. Okay, I'm on my PC, and what I want to show you briefly is this Basilisk 2 emulator, and it's actually running a pretty nice machine. It's 32 megabytes of memory. It's got a huge, I think I did a 1280 screen with, I'm going to run soft Windows twice here. So let's just start that up. And so here I'm going to do pick the disk. I'm going to do Wolfenstein. And what I want to do, I'm going to start this one. This one's going to choose the other disk, reset, and I'm going to move it. So we're going to do Stereoscopic Wolfenstein. That's kind of the idea. And here I'm going to also use the shared folder, disk, and Wolfenstein. Yep. And so here we're going to go E and say Wolf 3D. And it does mess the screen up a little bit. Just colors. And start here. Start here. And it's going to pretty quickly, yeah, it just has to initialize itself, but it's going to pretty quickly, here we go. And we can start do that. And this side is going to follow along pretty quickly. Do that. New game. Bring him. New game. Bring him. Okay. And so they're both running now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually emulate the mouse. And also emulate the mouse on this one. All right, and so if I hit the Alt key, yeah, and then I can use the keyboard. Go through and see if I can open the door. And there's usually somebody waiting for me here. Yep, there it is. And then fire. Ah. That happened so quickly. I guess because, let's see what this one's doing. Go through. There he goes. And you gotta go. Oh. Usually there's one right there. Nope, not this time. And there's no one behind me because they'd already been firing at me. All right, moving along. Grab the food. And there's going to be one right there. And I got him. All right, back to the other game. And let's go through the door. I don't know why this doesn't always open the door. Oh, there it goes. Door opens, walk on through. Is he waiting for me? Let's get some food. And do the same thing. Yep, there he is. Ah, he's gonna shoot me again. Come on. Ah, I just can't. I can't get past this one. In any case, doing better on the other one. Yeah, the aim is. I think the lag is killing me a little bit. In any case, I just wanted to show you how to play Wolfenstein 3D in stereoscopic vision using the SoftPC Soft Windows emulator on a Macintosh. Again, this is obviously emulated, but it works pretty well. All right, back to the real Mac. So that's where we are. I was able to get it to work on the PowerBook under System 7.1, but I knew I would because, again, the Mac, once it got to Multi-Finder, really did a nice job with windowing, and so that most software that was written utilized windowing. Not sure. PC Task likely needs more memory than I have, so I'm not able to do it with that. But why I can't get Transformer to run, I don't understand. So I'll need to look into it more. However, it's not even about getting Transformer to run. It's about getting it to work. How do I then get two versions running? So that's what I need some help on. Is there a windowing manager like choice for the Workbench that allows you to run an application in its own environment so that it doesn't conflict with each other? So that's the trick. But feel free to comment how to approach that, because I think the Amiga ought to be able to do what the Q on the Mac can do. I mean, it's a powerful multitasking operating system. It's got a nice windowing environment. Should be able to do it, just don't know how to do it yet. So I'm going to end here and check out some of the other DOSember videos, and I'll see you next time.